What's up, everybody? Nico Dwyer back for the 10th inning, here with another episode of This Day in Sports History. In yesterday's episode, we saw Usain Bolt set the 200-meter world record in 2009. We don't have any Usain Bolt world records to talk about today, but we do have some other world records to get into, a home run milestone to talk about, and some no-hitters. So if y'all enjoy this video, leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it. This Day in Sports History. And we will start off early with a no-hitter. In 1898, Walter Thornton, pitching for the Chicago Orphans, would no-hit the Brooklyn Bridge Grooms in a 2-0 victory. Then we move to tennis. In 1899, at the U.S. National Championship, Malcolm Whitman would win his second of 3 consecutive titles, defeating J. Parmley Pare 6-1, 6-2, 3-6, 7-5. Also, his second of 3 Grand Slam single titles. And speaking of Whitman, 1 year later in 1900, Whitman would defeat William Larned 6-4, 1-6, 6-2, 6-2 to win his 3rd straight U.S. singles title and his final Grand Slam singles title. We move to 1914 and we go over to the U.S. Open. On the men's side, Walter Hagen at 2 over would defeat runner-up Chick Evans by 1 stroke to win his first of 2 U.S. Open titles and his first of 11 major titles. Back to tennis, this time at the Australasian Championship in 1915 on the men's side, Gordon Lowe would defeat Horace Rice 4-6, 6-1, 6-1, 6-4 to claim his only Grand Slam single title. Now we move over to the PGA Championship in 1920, and Jock Hutchinson would defeat J. Douglas Edgar 1-up to claim his first of 2 majors. We're back with you with another no-hitter in 1926 when Chicago White Sox pitcher Ted Lyons would no-hit the Boston Red Sox in a 6-0 victory. Lyons on the day, 9 innings pitched, 1 walk allowed, 2 strikeouts, and maybe the craziest part of this whole game is it only took 67 minutes. But we move from a no-hitter to one of the greatest hitters of all time in 1931 when Babe Ruth would become the first MLB player to hit 600 career home runs, as the Yankees would defeat the St. Louis Browns 11-7. This exclusive club would have to wait another 38 years before another player would join. Now we move up 35 years to 1966 at the LPGA Western Open. Mickey Wright at 2 over would win her 13th and final major, 1 stroke ahead of runners-up Margie Masters and Joanne Prentice. Move up to 1982 and Raleigh Fingers, pitching for the Brewers at the time, would become the first pitcher to get his 300th career save. Now we get into the 2004 Olympics in Athens, and we start off with the archery competition, and it would conclude with South Korea dominant, winning 3 of the 4 gold medals. Move over to the women's 100-meter dash, and Belarus sprinter Yulia Nesterenko at 10.93 would best out Lauren Williams to claim the gold medal. Then in tennis on the men's double, Nicolas Massou and Fernando Gonzalez of Chile would win 6-2, 4-6, 3-6, 7-6, 6-4 over Germany to win their first Olympic tennis gold medal. Now we go over to swimming in those games, and American Michael Phelps would win his 6th medal of the Athens Olympics, even though he didn't swim in the men's 4x100 medley relay. The U.S. would end up winning in world record time of 3 minutes 30.68 seconds, a record that would stand until the 2008 Olympics. Then we go to the women's 4x100 medley relay, and the Australian team would dominate the world record in 3 minutes 57.32 seconds to take the gold medal, and this would be a record that would stand for 2 years. Stay in 2004, not in the Olympics though, and South Africa would clinch their second Tri-Nations Rugby Series Cup after a 23-19 victory over Australia. We get back into the Olympics though in 2008. After winning the event in Athens, Jamaican sprinter Veronica Campbell-Brown would make it consecutive 200-meter Olympic titles in 21.74 seconds on the women's side. Then in the men's 400 meters, there would be an American sweep with LaShawn Merritt at 43.75 winning gold ahead of Jeremy Warner and David Neville. Move over to swimming in those games, and Martin van der Weyden of the Netherlands would win the inaugural men's open water marathon, the 10K, in 1 hour, 51 minutes, 51.6 seconds. We move over to beach volleyball on the women's side, and the American pair of Missy May Trainor and Kerry Walsh would claim their second of 3 consecutive Olympic gold medals, defeating the China team 21-18, 21-18. An amazing feat for these two, though, is they didn't lose a set in the entire competition, which is incredible. Sticking with the team sports, we'd go over to the softball final when Japan would defeat the United States 3-1 after the United States had beat them 2 times prior to this game. All that matters, though, is the final. Japan ended up taking the gold. Then in the women's water polo gold medal, the Netherlands would defeat the United States 9-8 to claim their first water polo title. Finally, in those games, in football, on the women's side, the United States would defeat Brazil 1-0 after a Carly Lloyd 96th-minute goal in extra time to claim their third of 4 Olympic gold medals in women's football. Move up to 2010 now, and New Zealand would clinch their 10th Tri-Nations Rugby Series with 1 match remaining after defeating South Africa 29-22. We go back to Major League Baseball in 2015, and Mike Fiers would no-hit the Los Angeles Dodgers to throw his first of 2 no-hitters in the Astros' 3-0 victory. Fiers on the day, 9 innings pitched, 3 walks allowed, 10 strikeouts in the victory. We will end today's video off in 2016 at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, and we will start off in men's basketball. The USA would win a comfortable game over Serbia 96-66, with Kevin Durant scoring 30 points to give the USA their 15th gold medal in men's basketball. Then in the men's indoor volleyball gold medal match, Brazil would take their 3rd overall gold medal in the indoor volleyball with a 25-22, 28-26, 26-24 victory over Italy. And finally, in the marathon, Eliud Kipchoge of Kenya would win the marathon in 2 hours, 8 minutes, 44 seconds. So there you have it. That's what happened on this day in sports history. If I left anything out, I do apologize, but I'll see everybody tomorrow for Nick O'Dwyer and the 10th inning.